Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this historic occasion. We thank you so much for being here. On behalf of the National Black United Front, Kansas City Chapter, and Sankofa KC, we welcome you to this historic day here on 39th Street. Starting our program this afternoon, representing Sankofa KC, we have Brother Lamar Vickers.
All right. Let's first, everybody, give Mr. Leon our love. Yeah. Mr. Leon, we love you. We honor you. We thank you for having your vision all them years ago and serving this community and serving this area with all of your love and all of your prosperity that you have brought to us. And we say to everybody, don't let it be this next year. Let's come back and support Leon's Thriftway from here on out. And on this day, speaking of love, leave this day with some love, some honor, some respect for ourselves and for what can happen if you have a vision like Mr. Leon Stapleton had, and you follow through with your vision, and you work for your people, and you work for your community, and you strive to do what's right. Everybody, again, let's say, we love you, Mr. Leon.
We love you, Mr. Leon.
Thank you, Brother Lamar. 50 years. 50 years of dedicated service to our community. In 1968, many remember, some of you were not born, but some of us were here, though we were toddlers. America went through turmoil and rebellion after the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King, and many cities went up in flames. The aftermath of that was the grocery stores all across America pulled out of the urban core. But we had a champion in Mr. Leon Stapleton and his late wife, Mrs. Walosa Stapleton. They set anchor in this community with Leon's Thriftway, and they have remained here through it all. When many have come and gone, they still remain. Mr. Stapleton began in the grocery industry in 1946 after he returned to America, having served his country in World War II. He was a pioneer in the grocery industry, becoming one of the first African Americans in Kansas City to have a grocery store affiliate. And it still operates today. As you see, Mr. Stapleton came in pushing a grocery cart. He's working today, so we're going to move this program along because we don't want to bother with his coins. First on the program, we have Mrs. Barbara Jenkins, a customer, longtime customer, Leon's Thriftway.
Thank you. First, I want to say I've been a customer at Leon's since the early 80s. I'm not going to tell my age, but let me just say this. Mr. Stapleton has been a blessing to this community. And as a business owner, I know how difficult it is to deal with day-to-day situations with people. Mr. Stapleton has been here for our community, supported our community, and I'm going to tell you one thing. Success is not always indicated by how much money you make. It's about what you do and what kind of integrity you have. Mr. Stapleton has integrity, and when you have wherewithal to stay in this community, give or take, rise or fall, that's a lot to be said about somebody. So we honor you, Mr. Stapleton. I look to be like you in the future, and we thank you again for your service in this community. Thank you.
Next on the program, we have Mr. Maurice Glover, one of the kids that grew up in this neighborhood.
Good afternoon. October of 1963, my family, we moved on 4016 Jackson. The only grocery store over here was Mayfair Grocery Store. My mother used to have to carry the groceries home until a game changer came. When Leon United Super came, my mother never carried groceries again. Ain't that something? Never. Can you imagine? This is the game changer in this neighborhood. This is the neighborhood right here. Can you imagine how many people that this family have fed when they couldn't buy groceries? How many Thanksgivings they fed? How many Christmas they fed? And how many checks they forgave when they bounced? Can you just imagine that? And look at this store today. 50 years later, there's not a vacancy over there. This is the only strip mall around this city that does not have a vacancy. On behalf of my mother, my late mother, Cora Lee, and myself, thank you for being here.
This is your life, Mr. Stapleton. Next, we will have someone who you trained in the grocery industry when they were a young man, Mr. Joshua Russell.
Howdy, y'all. Years ago, when I was a young man and had hair, I see you still got yours, by the way. I was his assistant manager on 12th and Brooklyn at Safeway. Now, Leon was the first black manager for Safeway. And because of his leadership and how he did a good job, I became a manager at Safeway. We presented him with the NAACP Award for Humanity, the Harold Carl L. Johnson Award. I'm really happy for Leon. He's a hard-working man, a family man, a big family. And I'm just glad to be here with him to celebrate all the years that he's toiled in the grocery business. And I want to personally thank you for inspiring me. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Russell. And now we will have a representative from U.S. Senator Clara McCaskill's office.
Hi, I'm Rebecca with Senator McCaskill's office. We just wanted to honor Mr. Stapleton with a congratulatory letter on his 50 years with LeonThriftway. It is my distinct pleasure to congratulate Leon Stapleton and his family as they celebrate 50 years of service in the Kansas City community. This is a momentous occasion in the history of Leon's Thriftway, and I am honored to offer my congratulations. For 50 years, Leon's Thriftway has offered groceries in a food desert of the Kansas City community to help area families prosper. Again, please accept my sincere gratitude for your service to the Kansas City community, as well as my heartfelt congratulations on reaching such a tremendous milestone. I wish Leon's Thriftway many more successful years. Sincerely, Clara McCaskill.
As we stated, Mr. Stapleton and his family have touched many individuals. Next, I will have an individual. Come on, Mr. Graham. Mr. Graham was one of the young kids at the time that Mr. Stapleton and his family sponsored when he sponsored a baseball team in this community. Mr. Graham.
Well, not entirely true. I wasn't one of the kids, but I coached some of the kids, yes. But I welcome you all to this historic event on this historical day. The Stapleton family has been very valuable in our community since 1968. They have said a lot about Mr. Stapleton, but nobody mentioned that he sponsored our baseball team for 20-some odd years. We had it. I mean, we could come down and tell Mr. Stapleton what we need, and we got it. And as a result, we had a team that played in the Little League World Series in Atlanta, Georgia. I was walking through the store one day, and Mr. Stapleton called me over, and he said, I got something to show you. So I was up here Wednesday morning, I think it was, and I was looking for that article, but Vernon couldn't find it. But he still had an article, a newspaper article from those years, many years ago. And I would just like to thank Mr. Stapleton and his family for all that you've done for this community, and keep doing what you're doing. Congratulations.
Thank you. All right. We lost the generator. We're going to go ahead. We're loud enough. Okay. Today's program would not have been possible without the contributions of many individuals. We would like to sincerely thank the City Council of Kansas City, Missouri, and I want to recognize those council members that are here. I've seen several. I don't want to call names because I don't want to miss anyone, but due to the City Council, we also have members of the Missouri House of Representatives here. I've seen some of them, and we also have newly elected Jackson County legislator. And we have elected officials from Graytown, Missouri. If I have missed any, and incoming elected officials as well. If I have missed anyone, please remember. If I have missed any elected officials, please just come up and let me know that you're here later, because I can't see everyone. But we appreciate the hard work. And there's a person that has been pestering me throughout this program, calling me every minute, pulling me to the side to tell me what I need to do. And it's due to that young lady. She's shy, don't want to be acknowledged, but due to Lashika Rowland and her vision, I want to thank her for having the vision. There are 29 signs. 29 signs. All right? We will now have a letter from the chairman of the Black United Front, Brother Jama Webster, who is not here today. He's in the motherland, but our vice chair is here.
May I have permission from the elders to begin? Thank you. On behalf of the Kansas City Black United Fronts, our chairman, Jama Webster, extends our heartfelt congratulations, and all the members extend our congratulations to the entire Stapleton family as the city of Kansas City, Missouri honors the contributions of Mrs. Willosa Stapleton and Mr. Leon Stapleton with this street naming. We are excited that this event coincides with the 6th annual Buy Black August at LeonThriftway that is sponsored by the Kansas City Black United Front and the Buy Black Empowerment Initiative. For the past 50 years, the Stapletons have supported our community with jobs, fresh food, charitable contributions, and mentorships. Where other grocers have abandoned us, leaving food deserts in our midst, the Stapletons stuck with us. Through the middle class flight, abandoned homes, and vacant lots, the Stapletons stuck with us. Through redlining, subprime lending, and public underinvestment, the Stapletons stuck with us. So now it's time for us to stick with the Stapletons. Let everyone here commit to shopping at least monthly at LeonThriftway. We all buy food. Why not buy it from LeonThriftway? Buy from those who have supported us, those who have supported this community. And just as the city has helped to renovate the Linwood Shopping Center, we challenge the city to do the same for this shopping center and to help expand LeonThriftway. Why are we asking this? Because not only does Mr. Stapleton deserve it, but we deserve it as well. Let us all honor the work and legacy of Mr. and Mrs. Stapleton by shopping at Leon's and supporting public investment to grow and strengthen this community institution. We ask for the 50th year that we start a challenge, 50 for 50. Spend $50 at least for their 50 years that they've given us or more. We deserve this. Mr. Stapleton deserves this. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sister Shashir. We're now ready, Brother Glover and Brother Slade. We're now ready for the presentation. Will one of the family members come up, please? And would a representative from the family like to say a few words?
Good afternoon. I'd like to thank everybody for all these years of supporting my family, and hopefully we'll do it for 50 more, like I said. Thank you very much.
All right, this is Ngozi here with the Five Black Empowerment Initiative here with Third District Council, Lucas. How you doing today? Well, I am, man. Coming out. Yeah, it's good to be here. Celebrate 50 years brother LeonThriftway. Wanted to get your views on this. How important is it to spend a black dollar in a black business?
You know, I was just talking to a brother a second ago. We don't have almost any black-owned grocery stores anymore. All that money is going out of our community. So if we can support it here at 39th and Kensington, if we can support it up and around our community, that's going to be vital to building small business. Because I'll tell you this, people always come at me and saying, how are we going to do the next big thing? How do we do something that's dramatic? And it doesn't need to be on run. What we need to do is support our neighborhood businesses that are here, our grocery stores, our barbershops, our daycare centers. And that's how we do it each day. So it's not going to be a giant manufacturing plant. What it's going to be is something in every corner of our city that brings back the third district, that brings back the black community in Kansas City.
So in terms of what that may look like to the average person in the community, a lot of times we have such an issue illustrating that to our people. What does it look like and how does that benefit us? Talk to us a little bit about what that picture, how that would benefit the economy.
But you know, I can illustrate it by talking about what I heard today. You know, I started with some young ladies about 90 years old. We're talking about they've been coming here for 50 years. 50 years coming to this same spot, raising their entire families on it, right? Coming, knowing the people who work there, knowing the people that shop there. That's what community looks like. And you know, sometimes we divorce it too much. We talk about poverty, we talk about crime, we talk about economic development, like there's 3 or 4 different issues. They're all one. They're all one based on the fact that what we need to do is build a community here each day. Build a community we can be proud of. And so what I think the illustration is that somebody needs to come in here and look at a proud black man or a black woman who ran this store, who built it, that's still pride for our community. And that's what I'm talking about in terms of the type of development I want to see. And that's what's going to turn around Kansas City. Not some other dramatic things that aren't even in our community.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right. But with that idea, I appreciate that, brother.
Good to talk to you. Appreciate you.
All right. Yes, sir. All right. Brother goes here, mother of the community. Lady has been here from the very start. Have an opportunity here to speak with her. If we can get just a snippet of just what it feels like to be a part of something as legendary as LeonThriftway for so long.
Well, you know, it was a pleasure because with Freedom and Corner,
hey, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing it. I was
good things.
And that's how we got the 14th. Before that, blacks were on the line with the other place. But when we all went to Freedom, and things was go up, and they began to respect us. And that's how we got started.
What year was that? Demanding. Awesome. So if I could ask you, we're talking about spending a black dollar in black land and having that dollar turn over 8, 9, 10 times for such media to mean that. What does that mean?
Didn't learn that
Like you say.
It means a lot of then when you couldn't do anything and you had to do what the white folks say. So when it got where black folks had to
look at a lot of our history, you look at Black Wall Street and Zach Brown in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and that large street that they were able to build and continue to build. But that community out there in Tulsa, Oklahoma, we're talking about the Black Wall Street, and several other communities that never made the history books. These are communities that thrive right there by utilizing that black dollar and having to matriculate so many different ways. Do you ever see us possibly getting to a point where we can actually see some of those same returns on our investment in our community?
I think we already see it where we came from, because nobody knows but the ones who was here getting pushed around. Just like if you went downtown and got hungry, if you wanted something to eat, if you went in the store and served something, hot dogs and stuff, you had to stand up at the counter and eat it. Because all the seats around out there, you couldn't sit in them, because that's where the white people sit. Black folks had to stand up at the counter and drink out of a cup and eat our hot dogs.
Just as important as it is then to have our own establishments, to be able to be comfortable in our establishments, I think it's just as important now to make sure that we're able to be comfortable and now thrive in establishments.
Well, we have come a long way from where we were. In fact, we've come all the way. Because before freedom was started, we had no voice, no place. But when Leon and Bruce got out there, things started opening up. And Leon got to be state rep. That was our first elected official at Jackson City.
That ain't me, bro. I'm just an innocent bystander. Let me grab up there.
We're going to leave you back up here, man. I appreciate you sharing so much information.
I gotta be nice, my girl.
So much. All right, Brother Ngozi here, Bob Black Empowerment Initiative for another event, 5th annual here at LeonThriftway, 50 years of service. We have 3 young ladies here who would like to get their experience and their take on this event.
Just want to say that as people that grew up in the neighborhood, we're proud to have always been able to go to an African-American owned grocery store. There used to be a time in our community that's all we could do. Once we had integration, that kind of hurt our black dollars. So we have to give credibility and credence and pride and be humble that we have someone like Leon Stapleton that's still willing to provide services that are desperately needed in our community and also allow us to support each other.
Mr. Leon Stapleton just happens to be my uncle, so I've been able to watch him as a young age actually do exactly what Barbara said, give back to the community, and not only has he been an inspiration to the community, but he's like a pillar of our family.
The event has been very refreshing, and it's good to see Black people supporting each other. I hope we have more events like this in the future.
Brother Ngozi here with Bob Black Empowerment Initiative here for the 5th annual LeonThriftway. Bob Black is here. We want to always make sure that we're spending black dollars and black businesses. It's very important. Speaking of that, guys, how important is it to you that we're spending black dollars in black businesses?
Very important, because that's how we keep our community going. Black businesses are still in existence. They're supporting the community. The community needs to support black businesses.
As a product of Leon Stapleton myself, he trained me. He did a good job of keeping his story together. And we should have more people in the community supporting him.
I'm a very close friend of Leon's, the family is, and Leon's Supermarket has been the place to go for 50 years. I've been in this neighborhood going on 62 years, and I have always come to Leon's Supermarket.
It's more so important about that we need to make sure you understand what it means to buy black, what it means to have black-owned businesses here in
service is people. Very good man. So it's very important. Thank you.
Just be thankful for what you got. Though you may not drive a great big cat, diamond in the back, sun top, big in the city with a gangster living, gangster white boy.
Mr. Stapleton, if you please have a seat right here.
In the back.